What's up, Wrestling Verse family? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you the most intense, most exciting, and most jaw-dropping moments in professional wrestling. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on those notifications because you do not want to miss what we have for you today. Today, we're diving into one of the most explosive confrontations in recent WWE history. We're talking about two absolute powerhouses, two dominant forces, two women who have redefined what it means to be a superstar in WWE. I'm talking about Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, and what just went down between them is absolutely insane. Buckle up, Wrestling Verse family, because this story has betrayal, revenge, destruction, and everything that makes professional wrestling the greatest form of entertainment on the planet. Let's get into it. Alright, so for those who might not know the full story, let me catch you up real quick. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair have been two of the most talked about women in all of professional wrestling. Both of them are incredible athletes, both have dominated their respective brands, and both have that it factor that makes superstars into legends. When Jade Cargill made her way to WWE, everyone was watching to see what would happen. Here was this absolute powerhouse, this force of nature who had dominated everywhere she'd been, now stepping into WWE. And one of the first people she connected with. Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE herself. At first, it seemed like a perfect partnership. Two strong, athletic, dominant women who could take on anyone and everyone. They had similar styles, similar attitudes, and similar goals. The WWE Universe was excited to see what these two could accomplish together. Tag team gold seemed inevitable. Main event matches were on the horizon. The future looked incredibly bright. But then everything changed. The partnership that seemed so perfect started showing cracks. Tensions began to rise. And when Bianca Belair made the shocking decision to turn her back on Jade Cargill, the entire WWE Universe was left stunned. The betrayal was brutal, it was unexpected, and it left Jade Cargill standing alone in the ring, shocked and angry. Bianca's heel turn wasn't just a simple betrayal. It was calculated, it was vicious, and it was designed to humiliate Jade Cargill in front of the entire world. After everything they'd been through together, after all the battles they fought side by side, Bianca chose to stab Jade in the back when she least expected it. The WWE Universe couldn't believe it. Social media exploded with reactions. Fans were torn between shock, anger, and disbelief. How could the EST, someone who represented strength and resilience, do something so cold and calculated? But that's exactly what happened, and it set the stage for one of the most intense rivalries in WWE. Now let's talk about Jade Cargill for a moment, because understanding her reaction requires understanding who she is. Jade is not someone who takes disrespect lightly. She's not someone who forgives and forgets. She's a competitor, a fighter, and someone who demands respect. When Bianca betrayed her, something inside Jade changed. The anger, the determination, the absolute need for revenge took over. From the moment Bianca turned heel, Jade Cargill made it clear that there would be consequences. In interviews, she talked about how she trusted Bianca, how she believed in their partnership, and how that betrayal cut deeper than any physical attack could. But Jade also made a promise. Revenge was coming, and when it did, it would be devastating. The build-up to their confrontation was intense. Every week, the tension grew. Bianca would cut promos bragging about outsmarting Jade, about being the real EST, about being the one who made the smart decision. Meanwhile, Jade was training, preparing, and waiting for the perfect moment to strike back. And then it happened. The moment that has every wrestling fan talking. Jade Cargill absolutely destroyed Bianca Belair in a display of dominance that left the WWE Universe speechless. This wasn't just a match, this wasn't just a fight, this was a statement. Jade made it clear that betrayal comes with a price, and that price is painful. From the opening bell, Jade came out like a woman possessed. Every move was delivered with bad intentions. Every strike carried the weight of betrayal behind it. Bianca tried to use her heel tactics, tried to outsmart Jade like she'd done before, but this time was different. This time, Jade was ready for everything. The physicality of this confrontation was off the charts. These two incredibly strong women were throwing each other around like ragdolls. Power moves that would end most matches were just the beginning. The action spilled outside the ring, into the crowd, and all over the arena. This was personal, and both women made sure everyone knew it. Jade Cargill showed why she's considered one of the most dominant forces in all of wrestling. Her strength was on full display as she manhandled Bianca throughout the confrontation. The Jaded, her devastating finisher, has ended careers, and when she hit it on Bianca, the impact was absolutely brutal. The sound echoed throughout the arena, and the WWE Universe knew they'd just witnessed something special. But it wasn't just about the physical destruction. Jade made sure to humiliate Bianca the same way Bianca had humiliated her. She stood over her, she talked trash, she made sure Bianca understood that the betrayal had consequences. This was poetic justice in its purest form. The student had become the master, and the betrayer had become the victim. The crowd reaction was absolutely incredible. The WWE Universe was on their feet, chanting Jade's name, acknowledging the justice that had just been served. Even fans who loved Bianca had to admit that this was deserved. When you betray your partner, when you stab someone in the back, you have to face the consequences. What made this even more impactful was the storytelling. Wrestling is at its best when there's real emotion behind the action, and this rivalry had emotion in spades. You could see the anger in Jade's eyes, the desperation in Bianca's attempts to fight back, and the satisfaction when justice was finally served. This is the kind of storytelling that makes wrestling fans passionate about what they watch. The aftermath of this destruction has everyone wondering what comes next. Is this the end of the rivalry, or just the beginning of an even more intense chapter? Will Bianca try to get revenge for this humiliation? Will Jade continue her path of destruction through the entire women's division? The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes this so exciting. Let's also talk about what this means for both women's careers. Jade Cargill has proven that she belongs on the biggest stage in wrestling. Her performance in destroying Bianca showed that she can handle main event pressure, that she can deliver when it matters most, and that she's ready for championship gold. WWE management has to be taking notice. For Bianca Belair, this is a wake-up call. Her heel turn was meant to establish her dominance, but instead, it led to one of the most humiliating defeats of her career. How does she recover from this? Does she continue down the heel path, or does this destruction force her to reevaluate everything? The character development possibilities are fascinating. The women's division in WWE has never been more exciting. With talents like Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair putting on matches and rivalries of this caliber, the future is incredibly bright. These are the kinds of feuds that create stars, that draw viewers, and that make wrestling history. We're witnessing something special right now. This rivalry has also opened up so many potential matchups. Imagine Jade Cargill going after championship gold now. Imagine her running through everyone in her path with this same intensity. Think about potential matches with other top stars who will want to test themselves against this dominant force. The women's division just got a lot more interesting. Social media has been absolutely on fire since this destruction took place. Wrestling fans from all over the world are sharing clips, creating memes, and debating what this means for the future. The hashtags have been trending, the discussion has been non-stop, and everyone wants to be part of the conversation. That's the kind of impact this rivalry has had. Fellow wrestlers have also been commenting on what they witnessed. Some are supporting Jade's revenge, others are shocked by the level of destruction, and many are simply acknowledging that they just witnessed something special. When your peers are talking about your work, you know you've done something right. What's really cool is seeing new fans discover both of these incredible athletes. People who maybe didn't know much about Jade Cargill before are now going back and watching her previous work, seeing why she's called that bitch, and understanding why she's so dominant. Similarly, people are appreciating Bianca's heel work and how she's evolved as a performer. The in-ring work from both women has been absolutely phenomenal. The athleticism, the power, the storytelling through their movements, everything has been top tier. This is what happens when you have two incredibly talented performers who are committed to telling a great story. They're not just going through the motions, they're creating art. This rivalry has also shown that women's wrestling is main event caliber. There was a time when people doubted whether women could carry major storylines, but matches and rivalries like this prove that women can do everything the men can do and sometimes do it even better. Jade and Bianca are proving that women's wrestling deserves top billing. The physical transformation both women have gone through to be at this level is remarkable. The training, the dedication, the sacrifice required to perform at this level is immense. When you see them in the ring, throwing each other around with such power and precision, you're seeing years of hard work paying off. Looking ahead, this rivalry has set the standard for what women's wrestling should be in WWE. It's personal, it's physical, it's emotional, and it's completely captivating. Other wrestlers in the division now have a benchmark to reach, a standard to meet, and that competition will only make everyone better. The production quality of this confrontation also deserves recognition. The camera angles that captured every devastating moment, the audio that let us hear the impact of every move, the replays that showed the destruction from multiple perspectives, all of it added to the experience. WWE's production team knocked it out of the park. What makes this whole situation even better is that both Jade and Bianca are still relatively early in their WWE careers. They have so much more to accomplish, so many more matches to have, and so many more stories to tell. This rivalry might just be the beginning of a decades-long legend that fans will talk about forever. Alright, wrestling vs. family, that's the complete breakdown of how Jade Cargill absolutely destroyed Bianca Belair to avenge that brutal heel turn. This is the kind of wrestling that reminds us why we love this business. Real emotion, real consequences, real storytelling. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are you Team Jade or Team Bianca? What do you think happens next in this rivalry? Do you want to see a rematch? We want to hear from you. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button. It really helps us continue bringing you the best wrestling content. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Wrestling vs. CC and hit that notification bell so you never miss another update. Share this video with your wrestling friends so they can be part of the conversation. Let's get everyone talking about this incredible rivalry. Thanks for watching Wrestling vs. Family. Until next time, keep supporting great wrestling, keep celebrating incredible athletes, and keep being the most passionate fan base in the world. Peace out. Hashtag Jade Cargill, hashtag Bianca Belair, hashtag WWE, hashtag Wrestling News, hashtag WWERAW, hashtag WWE SmackDown, hashtag Women's Wrestling, hashtag Wrestling vs. CC, hashtag WWE Universe, hashtag Pro Wrestling, hashtag Wrestling Community, hashtag WWE Superstars, hashtag Women's Revolution, hashtag Wrestling Rivalry, hashtag WWE Heel Turn, hashtag Wrestling Drama, hashtag WWE Action, hashtag The Bitch, hashtag The EST, hashtag Wrestling Family.